The Galactic Union's first encounter with the humans was an unexpected and perplexing experience. Their scouts had detected signs of intelligent life on the uncharted planet, but nothing could have prepared them for what they found. As the Unionist survey ship descended through the thick atmosphere, the crew caught glimpses of sprawling cities, bustling transportation networks, and a thriving global civilization. This was no primitive backwater world. The humans had advanced much further than the Unionists had anticipated. "Remarkable," mused Tyron, the ship's captain. "These humans have made impressive strides for such a young race. I wonder what other surprises they have in store for us." The ship landed in a remote, unpopulated area, and a small delegation emerged to make first contact. They were greeted by a crowd of curious humans, their expressions a mix of awe and trepidation. The Unionists were struck by the diversity of the human population, different skin tones, facial features, and attire. It was clear this was no homogeneous species. Xiron stepped forward, his translator device activating as he spoke in a warm, diplomatic tone. "Greetings, people of Earth. I am Captain Xiron of the Galactic Union. We come in peace, seeking to establish friendly relations and share knowledge with your species." The humans murmured among themselves, their expressions ranging from excitement to skepticism. After a moment, a tall, gray-haired man in formal attire stepped forward. "I am President Adler, the elected leader of the United Nations. On behalf of our world, we welcome you to Earth." He paused, considering his next words carefully. "We are surprised by your arrival. Humanity has not yet achieved interstellar travel, and the prospect of contact with extraterrestrial civilizations was, until now, merely the stuff of science fiction." Xiron nodded understandingly. "We understand your surprise. The Galactic Union has existed for millennia, spanning countless worlds and diverse species. We are a peaceful alliance, dedicated to the advancement of all sentient life." He gestured to his companions. "We are here to share our knowledge and technology, and to learn from your own unique culture and achievements." President Adler's brow furrowed slightly. "Your offer is generous, but I must admit, I have some reservations. Humanity has not yet fully united under a single global government. There are still many tensions and conflicts between our various nations and ideologies. We are concerned about the potential impact of your advanced technology and the disruption it could cause to our delicate geopolitical balance." Xiron considered this for a moment. "I see. Your concerns are understandable. Rest assured, the Galactic Union has no intention of interfering with your planet's internal affairs or imposing our will upon your people. We merely wish to assist in your development and welcome you into the broader community of sentient species." "That is reassuring to hear," Adler replied. "However, I must insist that any technological or scientific exchanges be carefully monitored and controlled. We cannot risk the destabilization of our world order." "Of course, President Adler. We will proceed with the utmost care and respect for your autonomy." Xiron paused, considering the best way to approach the delicate situation. Perhaps it would be prudent to establish a diplomatic embassy here on Earth, where we can engage in cultural and technological exchanges at a measured pace. This will allow us to build a foundation of trust and understanding before pursuing deeper integration. Adler nodded slowly. "That seems a reasonable proposal. I will need to consult with the United Nations Security Council, but I believe they will be receptive to the idea of a diplomatic presence from your Galactic Union." "Excellent. We shall await your decision, President Adler." Xiron extended his hand in a gesture of goodwill, and after a moment's hesitation, Adler reciprocated the handshake. As the Unionist delegation returned to their ship, Xiron couldn't help but feel a sense of cautious optimism. The humans had proven to be far more advanced and sophisticated than expected, and their leaders seemed open to establishing diplomatic ties. But the underlying tensions and divisions within their society were palpable, and Xiron knew that navigating these complexities would require great care and patience. "This is just the beginning," he murmured to himself. There is much we have to learn about these remarkable humans. Little did Xiron know, the humans had their own surprises in store for the Galactic Union. Surprises that would challenge the Unionists' assumptions and forever change the course of their interstellar relations. Over the following weeks, a delegation from the Galactic Union took up residence in a specially constructed diplomatic compound on the outskirts of Washington, D.C. The humans, led by President Adler and a team of seasoned diplomats, began a series of delicate negotiations aimed at establishing the terms of engagement between their respective civilizations. Despite the initial goodwill on both sides, the talks quickly became mired in cultural misunderstandings and clashing perspectives. The Unionists, accustomed to the highly structured and harmonious societies of their home worlds, were perplexed by the chaotic and often adversarial nature of human politics. I simply don't understand why your leaders cannot come to a consensus on even the most basic issues, Xiron lamented during one particularly contentious meeting. In the Galactic Union, we pride ourselves on our ability to find common ground and make decisions for the collective good. President Adler sighed, rubbing his temples. You have to understand, Captain, that humanity has a long and complex history of division, conflict, and competing interests. Our nations have vastly different ideologies, economic systems, and cultural values. Reaching agreement is a constant struggle, but it is the price we pay for the freedoms and diversity that define us. The Unionists, who valued efficiency and order above all else, found this concept difficult to grasp. To them, the humans' insistence on maintaining their sovereign nation-states and squabbling over petty differences seemed not just inefficient, but downright irrational. If you could only see the benefit of uniting under a single, cohesive government, argued Xiron. Imagine how much more you could accomplish, how many of your problems could be solved, if you worked together as one. Adler shook his head. You underestimate the depth of our cultural and historical divisions, Captain. For many humans, the idea of surrendering our national identities is simply unacceptable. It would be akin to asking you to dismantle the Galactic Union itself. The negotiations grew increasingly tense as the two sides struggled to find common ground. The Unionists, frustrated by the humans' seeming unwillingness to embrace progress, began to view them as primitive and foolish. Meanwhile, the humans grew increasingly wary of the Unionists' heavy-handed approach, fearing it was a thinly veiled attempt at subjugation. You speak of cooperation and advancement, but your actions suggest a desire to impose your will upon us, Adler said during one particularly heated exchange. We will not simply roll over and accept your vision of the future. Humanity has fought too long and too hard for our hard-won freedoms. Xiron, taken aback by the humans' vehement response, tried to de-escalate the situation. Please, President Adler, that is not our intent at all. We merely wish to share our knowledge and experience in the hopes of improving the lives of your people. Your knowledge and experience mean little if they come at the cost of our autonomy. Adler retorted, we have our own path to forge, our own challenges to overcome, and we will do so on our own terms, not by subsuming ourselves into your Galactic Union. The meeting ended in an uneasy stalemate, with both sides retreating to their respective camps, frustrated and distrustful of the other. As Xiron mulled over the day's events, he couldn't help but feel a growing sense of unease. The humans were proving to be far more stubborn and independent-minded than the Unionists had anticipated. Perhaps we have misjudged the depth of their attachment to their own cultural identity, Xiron mused. If we cannot find a way to bridge this divide, our hopes of forging a productive alliance may be doomed from the start. Back in the human diplomatic quarters, President Adler shared similar concerns with his team. These Unionists may have the best of intentions, but their approach is far too heavy-handed. We cannot risk compromising our hard-won sovereignty, no matter the promised benefits. As the negotiations continued, both sides struggled to find a way to reconcile their vastly different worldviews. The fate of the budding human-unionist relationship hung in the balance, with neither side willing to back down without a fight. Despite the mounting tensions and cultural clashes during the negotiations, there were a few rare moments where the humans managed to surprise and impress their unionist counterparts. One such instance occurred when a dispute arose over the proposed terms of a technological exchange program. The Unionists had offered to share several of their most advanced medical technologies, including sophisticated diagnostic scanners and regenerative treatment modules. They were confident that these cutting-edge innovations would be eagerly embraced by the humans, who they still viewed as a relatively primitive species. However, during the discussion, a young human scientist named Ava stepped forward and politely challenged the Unionists' assumptions. "Forgive me, Captain Siren, but I'm not convinced that your advanced medical technologies would be the best fit for our needs at this time," she said, her voice calm and measured. Siren blinked in surprise. "I beg your pardon. These technologies have the potential to revolutionize your healthcare systems, saving countless lives. Surely you can see the immense benefit they would provide." Ava nodded. "I understand your perspective, but you must also consider the unique challenges we face on Earth. Our medical infrastructure and supply chains are not yet equipped to fully integrate such complex, high-tech solutions, and the cost of acquiring and maintaining these systems would be prohibitively expensive for many of our communities." She paused, glancing around the room. "However, I believe we have some viable alternatives that may be more suitable in the short term. If you're willing, I'd like to demonstrate a few of our own indigenous medical technologies that address some of our most pressing healthcare needs." Xiron and the other Unionists exchanged curious glances, but eventually acquiesced. Ava proceeded to showcase a series of simple, yet ingeniously designed tools and techniques, from low-cost diagnostic kits that could be produced locally to innovative prosthetic limbs made from readily available materials. As the demonstration unfolded, the Unionists found themselves captivated by the humans' resourcefulness and problem-solving skills. Rather than relying on advanced technology, the humans had found creative ways to address their medical challenges using basic yet highly functional solutions. "Fascinating," murmured Chiron, his brow furrowed in thought. "You've managed to achieve remarkable results with such rudimentary tools. I confess, I'm quite impressed." Ava smiled modestly. "Thank you, Captain. We may not have the same level of technological sophistication as the Galactic Union, but we've learned to make the most of the resources available to us. And in many cases, our old-school approaches have proven to be remarkably effective." President Adler, who had been observing the demonstration with a keen eye, nodded in agreement. "The humans are nothing if not adaptable. We've had to overcome immense challenges throughout our history, and that has instilled in us a certain resourcefulness, shall we say." Chiron considered this for a moment, his initial feelings of superiority slowly giving way to a newfound respect for the humans' problem-solving abilities. "It would seem we have much to learn from your people, President Adler. Perhaps our technological exchanges should focus not just on the transfer of advanced systems, but also on the sharing of our respective problem-solving methodologies." Adler smiled, sensing an opportunity to bridge the growing divide between their two civilizations. "I believe that's an excellent idea, Captain. If we can find a way to combine our strengths, the potential for collaboration and innovation is truly limitless." As the meeting adjourned, Chiron couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. The humans had proven to be far more capable than the Unionists had initially assumed, and he was eager to explore the possibilities that this newfound understanding could unlock. "There is much more to these humans than meets the eye," he mused, already formulating plans for the next phase of their diplomatic engagement. "I suspect they may have a few more surprises in store for us yet." Little did Chiron know, the humans' unexpected problem-solving prowess was only the beginning of a profound shift in the balance of power between the two civilizations, a shift that would ultimately challenge the very foundations of the Galactic Union itself. As the negotiations between the humans and the Galactic Union progressed, The Unionists found themselves increasingly perplexed and even threatened by the humans' remarkable problem-solving abilities. Despite their technological superiority, the Unionists struggled to keep up with the humans' innovative and often unorthodox approaches to tackling challenges. One such incident occurred when a diplomatic delegation from the Unionists visited a major human research facility to discuss potential collaborative projects. The humans had promised to demonstrate some of their latest scientific breakthroughs, and the Unionists eagerly anticipated witnessing technologies that would surely pale in comparison to their own. However, what they encountered was a stark contrast to their expectations. "This is our newest quantum computing prototype," announced the lead human researcher, gesturing proudly to a large, unwieldy-looking device that appeared to be held together with duct tape and wire. "It may not be the sleekest or most elegant solution, but I can assure you, it packs a serious punch in terms of processing power." The Unionist delegates exchanged bewildered glances, unsure of how to respond. Zion, ever the diplomat, cleared his throat and stepped forward. "Interesting design," he said cautiously. "But surely your people have the capacity to create a more refined, high-tech version of this device, one that would be more efficient and reliable." The researcher chuckled. "Oh, we definitely have the technical know-how to build a state-of-the-art quantum computer. But the truth is, this prototype is actually more advanced than anything we could produce in a cleanroom laboratory setting." Zion's brow furrowed in confusion. "I'm afraid I don't understand. How can this cobbled-together contraption be superior to a purpose-built, cutting-edge system?" "It's all about adaptability and resourcefulness," the researcher explained. "You see, our lab was recently hit by a major power outage, and we lost access to our primary computing infrastructure. But rather than wait for the issue to be resolved, we decided to get creative and build this improvised quantum rig using whatever spare parts and materials we had on hand." He gestured to the various components that had been salvaged and repurposed. "The beauty of this design is that it can continue functioning even in the face of disruptions to our power grid or other critical systems. It's rugged, flexible, and requires far less energy to run than our traditional setups." Zion listened, his expression a mix of fascination and disbelief. "Remarkable. You're telling me that this old-school approach produces superior results to your state-of-the-art technology?" The researcher nodded emphatically. "Precisely. You see, the humans have learned that sometimes the most elegant solution isn't necessarily the most effective one. We've had to adapt to all sorts of challenges over the course of our history: wars, natural disasters, infrastructure failures, you name it. And that's taught us to be resourceful, to think outside the box, and to find ways to keep moving forward even when the odds seem stacked against us." As the Unionist delegates toured the rest of the research facility, they were met with similar demonstrations of human ingenuity. From makeshift water purification systems to jury-rigged communication networks, the humans had developed a knack for transforming basic materials into innovative functional solutions. Hieron found himself increasingly intrigued, and, if he was honest, slightly unnerved by what he was witnessing. The Unionists had long prided themselves on their technological superiority, the unparalleled sophistication of their systems, and the efficiency of their problem-solving approaches. But now, confronted with the humans' remarkable adaptability and improvisational skills, Zion couldn't help but wonder if they had seriously underestimated the capabilities of this young, seemingly primitive civilization. "These humans," he murmured to himself as they returned to their diplomatic compound. "They are far more than meets the eye. Their ingenuity and resourcefulness pose a genuine challenge to the Galactic Union's established order." Zion knew he would need to report his observations to the Unionist leadership. The implications of the humans' unexpected prowess could be far-reaching, potentially even threatening the delicate balance of power that had existed for millennia. As he pondered the future of the human-Unionist relationship, Zion couldn't help but feel a growing sense of both trepidation and excitement. The humans had proven themselves to be formidable adversaries, but perhaps, with the right approach, They could also become invaluable allies. The road ahead would undoubtedly be a complex and uncertain one, but Chiron was determined to navigate it with the same level of resourcefulness and adaptability that the humans had demonstrated. The fate of the Galactic Union's relationship with this remarkable species hung in the balance. The growing tensions between the humans and the Galactic Union came to a head during a critical moment of crisis, when a catastrophic event threatened to unravel the fragile diplomatic relationship that had been painstakingly built. It began with a massive solar flare, a powerful burst of radiation that hurtled towards Earth, overwhelming the planet's magnetic field and overwhelming even the Unionists' advanced shielding technology. The flare had the potential to cripple power grids, disrupt communications, and potentially endanger millions of lives. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, both the human and Unionist delegations convened an emergency meeting to coordinate a response. Chiron, his usually calm demeanor tinged with urgency, turned to President Adler. "We must act quickly to mitigate the impact of this solar event. Our satellites indicate it will reach your planet's atmosphere within the next 24 hours. He paused, his brow furrowed. "We are prepared to share our most advanced protective and recovery technologies, but we will need your full cooperation to implement them effectively." Adler nodded, his expression grim. "We understand the severity of the situation, Captain. However, as I've expressed before, we cannot simply accept your technological solutions without carefully considering the potential consequences." Chiron's eyes widened in disbelief. "Consequences? Millions of your people could be at risk. Surely you realize that time is of the essence here." The human president held up a hand, silencing the Unionist. "I'm well aware of the stakes, Captain, but you must also understand that the integration of your advanced systems could have far-reaching impacts on our delicate geopolitical balance. We cannot risk further destabilizing our world order." Chiron opened his mouth to argue, but before he could respond, a young human woman named Ava stepped forward, her eyes alight with determination. "President Adler, if I may," she said, turning to face the Unionist delegation. "Perhaps there is a way we can combine our respective strengths to address this crisis, without compromising our principles or our autonomy." Chiron regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. "I'm listening, Ms. Ava. What did you have in mind?" Ava launched into a detailed explanation of her plan, outlining a hybrid approach that would leverage the Unionists' advanced technology, while empowering the humans to take the lead in its implementation. "We'll use your shielding systems and power generation modules as the foundation," she explained, "but we'll adapt and integrate them with our own local infrastructure and resources. That way, we can ensure the solutions are tailored to our specific needs and vulnerabilities." Chiron listened intently, his initial resistance slowly giving way to intrigue. "That actually sounds like a viable strategy. But can you ensure that your people will be able to maintain and operate these systems effectively?" Ava nodded confidently. "Absolutely. We've already developed training programs and maintenance protocols that will allow us to become self-sufficient in short order. And by combining our ingenuity and problem-solving skills with your technical expertise, I believe we can create a robust, resilient solution that will protect our planet." President Adler, who had been observing the exchange with a guarded expression, finally spoke up. "It's a bold plan, Ms. Ava, but can you guarantee that it will work? The stakes are too high for us to take unnecessary risks." Ava met Adler's gaze evenly. "Mr. President, I can't promise that everything will go perfectly, but I can assure you that we will give it our absolute best effort. And with the Unionists' support, I believe we have the best chance of weathering this solar storm and keeping our people safe." Chiron stepped forward, extending his hand to Adler. "President Adler, I understand your concerns, but I believe Ms. Ava's proposal represents our best chance at success. Will you allow us to work together on this?" Adler regarded the Unionist captain for a long moment, then slowly reached out and grasped his hand. "Very well, Captain. Let's do this, for the sake of our people. As the two delegations set to work, a palpable sense of cautious optimism filled the air. The humans and Unionists, once at odds, were now united in a common goal, their disparate strengths and perspectives combining to create a solution that neither could have achieved alone. It was a momentous turning point in the relationship between the two civilizations, one that would ultimately pave the way for a far deeper and more lasting alliance. The humans had proven their worth, and the Unionists had finally learned to truly appreciate the value of their new partners. The successful collaboration between the humans and the Galactic Union during the solar storm crisis had a profound impact on both civilizations, shattering preconceptions and forging new bonds of understanding. For the Unionists, it was a humbling experience that forced them to reevaluate their assumptions about the humans. Calderon, in particular, found himself deeply impressed by the resourcefulness and problem-solving prowess displayed by the likes of Ava and her team. I must admit, I did not fully appreciate the depth of your people's capabilities, the Unionist captain confessed to President Adler during a private meeting. Your ability to adapt our advanced technologies to your own needs, and to do so with such efficiency and ingenuity, was truly remarkable. Adler nodded, a faint smile playing on his lips. We humans have had to learn the art of adaptation out of necessity. Our history is marked by constant challenges and adversity, which has forged in us a certain resilience, you might say. Chiron considered this, his brow furrowing thoughtfully. Yes, I'm beginning to see the value in that approach. Your willingness to think outside the box, to find creative solutions using whatever resources are available, is a quality that the Galactic Union would do well to emulate. The President's smile widened. I'm glad you're starting to understand, Captain. As you've seen, our differences don't have to be a weakness. They can be a strength, if we're willing to embrace them. Emboldened by this newfound respect, the humans eagerly engaged in a series of cultural exchanges with their Unionist counterparts. They hosted immersive workshops and demonstrations, showcasing not just their technological prowess, but the rich tapestry of their history, art, and social customs. The Unionists, in turn, shared their own wealth of knowledge, introducing the humans to the wonders of interstellar travel, quantum computing, and advanced medical treatments. But they also made a conscious effort to learn from their new allies, to understand the unique perspectives and problem-solving approaches that had allowed the humans to thrive despite their apparent technological disadvantages. As the exchanges continued, a genuine sense of camaraderie and mutual admiration began to take root between the two civilizations. The Unionists marveled at the humans' resilience and adaptability, while the humans were increasingly impressed by the Unionists' commitment to scientific advancement and cultural cooperation. There is so much we can learn from each other, Ava remarked to Chiron during one particularly lively discussion. Our differences may have once been a source of tension, but now I see them as an opportunity, a chance to expand our collective knowledge and find new, innovative solutions to the challenges we face. Chiron nodded, his eyes gleaming with newfound enthusiasm. Precisely, Ms. Ava. The Galactic Union has long prided itself on fostering unity and collaboration, but perhaps we have been too rigid in our approach. Your people have shown us that diversity and independent thinking can be powerful assets, not just liabilities. The Unionist captain paused, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. In fact, I believe the time has come for us to formally invite the humans to join the Galactic Union as full members. Your unique perspectives and problem-solving skills would be an invaluable addition to our alliance. Adler's eyes widened in surprise. You're serious, Captain. After all the tensions and misunderstandings we've had, you would truly welcome us into your fold. Chiron nodded firmly. Indeed, President Adler. The humans have proven themselves to be worthy partners, and we would be honored to have you join us in shaping the future of our galaxy. Adler considered the offer, his expression thoughtful. It is a generous proposal, Captain, and one that I believe deserves serious consideration. However, I must consult with my fellow world leaders before making any decision." Of course," Chiron replied, raising a hand. "Take all the time you need. This is a momentous decision, and we want to ensure that it is made with the full support and consensus of the human civilization." As the meeting drew to a close, a palpable sense of excitement and possibility filled the air. The once insurmountable barriers between the humans and the Galactic Union had been steadily crumbling, replaced by a growing understanding and appreciation for their respective strengths and unique perspectives. The future, it seemed, was ripe with potential. A future where these two remarkable civilizations could join forces, combining their resources, knowledge, and problem-solving abilities to shape the course of the galaxy in ways never before imagined. The growing partnership between the humans and the Galactic Union blossomed into a truly remarkable alliance, one that would forever change the landscape of interstellar politics and scientific advancement. At the center of this collaboration were Chiron and President Adler, who had forged a strong bond of trust and mutual respect during the intense negotiations and crisis response efforts. Together, they spearheaded a series of ambitious initiatives that leveraged the unique strengths of both civilizations. One such project was the establishment of a joint research and development facility, where unionist scientists and human engineers worked side by side to tackle some of the galaxy's most pressing challenges. The synergy between their respective approaches was nothing short of remarkable. We've discovered that by combining our high-tech capabilities with the humans' remarkable resourcefulness and adaptability, we're able to develop solutions that are not only more effective, but also more resilient and versatile, Chiron reported to the Unionist Council. He went on to describe how the facility had produced breakthroughs in areas ranging from renewable energy generation to advanced medical treatments. The humans' ingenuity in repurposing and optimizing the Unionist's technologies had proven invaluable, leading to innovations that would have been difficult, if not impossible, to achieve through traditional means. The humans have a unique way of looking at problems, of seeing opportunities where others might only see obstacles, Chiron mused. Their old-school problem-solving methods complement our own advanced approaches in ways that are truly remarkable. The Unionist Council members listened, their expressions a mix of fascination and cautious optimism. While they had initially been skeptical of the humans' capabilities, the tangible results of the joint R&D efforts had erased any remaining doubts. It would seem that our decision to formally invite the humans into the Galactic Union was a wise one, remarked the Council's chairperson. Their contributions have already proven to be invaluable, and I have no doubt that this alliance will continue to yield incredible breakthroughs in the years to come. Indeed, the human-unionist partnership extended far beyond the realm of scientific research. The two civilizations also collaborated on a wide range of cultural, economic, and political initiatives, each leveraging their unique strengths to address the challenges facing their increasingly interconnected galaxy. Ava, who had played a pivotal role in the solar storm crisis, became a leading figure in the cultural exchange program, helping to foster a deeper understanding and appreciation between the humans and Unionists. "It's been amazing to see how our two civilizations can learn from one another," she said during a public address. "We may have different backgrounds, different ways of thinking, but at our core, we all share the same fundamental desire to grow, to explore, and to create a better future for our peoples." President Adler, too, was deeply invested in the success of the alliance, recognizing the immense benefits it could bring to the humans. This partnership represents a profound opportunity for us to expand our horizons, to tap into the vast knowledge and resources of the Galactic Union. Together, I believe we can achieve greatness beyond our wildest dreams. As the years passed, the humans and Unionists continued to deepen their collaboration, their respective cultures and societies becoming increasingly intertwined. The once skeptical Unionist leadership marveled at the transformation, realizing that their decision to welcome the humans had been a turning point in the history of their civilization. "We were so blinded by our own preconceptions, our sense of superiority," Xiron admitted to Ava during a private conversation. But you and your fellow humans have shown us that true progress comes not from technological dominance, but from a willingness to embrace diversity, to learn from one another, and to work together towards a common goal. Ava smiled, placing a hand on the Unionist captain's shoulder. That's exactly what we've been trying to teach you, Xiron. Sometimes the old ways of thinking, the old school approaches, can be just as valuable, if not more so, than the newest and shiniest technologies. The two friends shared a knowing look, their eyes reflecting the immense potential that had been unlocked by this remarkable alliance. The humans and the Galactic Union were now truly partners, united in their pursuit of knowledge, exploration, and a brighter future for all sentient beings in the galaxy. The success of the Human Unionist Alliance had far-reaching implications, transforming the very nature of power and influence within the Galactic Union. As the partnership between the two civilizations deepened, it became clear that the humans' unique strengths and perspectives were not only invaluable, but could also serve as a model for other species seeking to join the interstellar community. The humans have shown us that true progress comes not from technological dominance, but from a willingness to embrace diversity and collaborate with those who may think differently, Xiron declared during a historic address to the Unionist Council. Their resourcefulness, adaptability, and innovative spirit have been a revelation, and we would be wise to learn from their example. The Unionist leadership, once skeptical of the humans' capabilities, now championed their inclusion as full members of the Galactic Union. They recognized that the humans' unique problem-solving approaches and cultural perspectives could not only complement the Union's existing strengths, but also help to shape its future direction. As word of the Human Unionist Alliance and its remarkable achievements spread throughout the galaxy, other civilizations began to take notice. Many saw the partnership as a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of collaboration and the value of embracing diversity. The humans have proven that even the most advanced technology is no substitute for ingenuity, resilience, and a willingness to think outside the box, remarked the ambassador from the Correlation Collective, one of the Galactic Union's longest-standing member species. Their inclusion in our alliance has the potential to transform the very nature of interstellar cooperation. Slowly but surely, the balance of power within the Galactic Union began to shift. The once dominant Unionist influence began to give way to a more inclusive, collaborative approach that empowered the participation and contributions of a wider range of civilizations. We are witnessing the dawn of a new era, President Adler told his fellow human leaders during a historic summit. An era where our unique strengths and perspectives are not only recognized, but actively sought out and celebrated. The Galactic Union is changing, and we have the opportunity to help shape its future. As the humans took their place among the Unionist ranks, they brought with them a renewed sense of purpose and innovation. Their problem-solving skills, their adaptability, and their unwavering spirit of exploration were infectious, inspiring other species to rethink their approaches to challenges both scientific and socio-political. Ava, who had become a respected ambassador and liaison between the humans and the Unionists, saw firsthand the transformative impact of this alliance. When we first made contact with the Galactic Union, we were seen as little more than a primitive backwater civilization, she reflected. But through our persistence, our ingenuity, and our willingness to collaborate, we've managed to not only carve out a place for ourselves, but to help redefine the very nature of interstellar cooperation. She paused, a proud smile spreading across her face. The humans have proven that sometimes the old-school ways of doing things can be just as valuable, if not more so, than the most advanced technologies. And I believe that this lesson, this paradigm shift, will continue to shape the future of our galaxy for generations to come. As the humans and Unionists continued to push the boundaries of exploration and scientific discovery, their partnership became a beacon of hope and an inspiration for countless other civilizations. The once rigid hierarchies and power structures of the Galactic Union began to give way to a more inclusive, collaborative model that celebrated diversity and embraced the unique strengths of all its members. "This is just the beginning," Zyron told Adler during one of their frequent discussions. "The humans have awakened something within the Galactic Union, a hunger for progress, for innovation, for a future where the only limits are those we set for ourselves." Adler nodded, his eyes shining with a renewed sense of purpose. "Indeed, my friend. And with the humans standing shoulder to shoulder with the Unionists, I have no doubt that we will continue to reach ever greater heights, both in the realm of science and in the pursuit of a more just, equitable, and prosperous galaxy." As the two leaders looked out over the bustling diplomatic compound, they knew that the path ahead would not be an easy one. But with the strength of their alliance, the power of their combined ingenuity, and a shared vision for a better future, they were confident that the humans and the Galactic Union would continue to write the next chapter in the story of interstellar cooperation and discovery.